you now want to learn the easiest and the fastest way to unlock your subconscious mind? Raise your hands. So remember, Imran sir is going to come now. When he comes, as usual, make sure that we give him a warm welcome. Say thank you, say I love you for coming every week and adding value to our life and giving us this amazing wisdom. So here we go. I'm calling him Imran sir now, but first I'm unmuting all of you. Please say thank you to him. 1, 2, and 3. Here we go.
Imran sir, we love you.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Session.
You, sir. We love you.
Have you and
Sir.
Sir, welcome.
value to our life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Thank you.
So much, Imran, as usual, coming every Wednesday, giving us this valuable wisdom. And today's topic, especially of how to unlock the subconscious mind through handwriting, is mind-blowing. Like I can't even believe that we can just make some changes on paper and that affects our subconscious mind. Looking forward to that lesson today. Over to you.
Thank you, Mudeshi, for every time for so much of love. And everybody, thank you so much for all the love and the gratitude I always receive whenever I come here. I'm blessed to have you all in my life. And, you all have been amazing. I was listening to all the testimonials. You've been creating results every single day. God bless you all, and wishing you all the very best. And congratulations for the amazing life you all are planning towards and working towards it. One of the reasons I come up every Wednesday, and the reason I keep talking about handwriting is it's a commitment from Induji and Miteshji that whatever way we could help you to figure out your life, okay? So let me just record this. It will be easy for us to use this later on. Yes, I just did that. I'm just checking if the recording has got. Great. So one of the reasons why we do these sessions and why I'm showing up every Wednesday is our commitment, Induji, Miteshji, and me, is that whatever it takes to make you have an extraordinary life. Are you all okay with that commitment? So there's a reason why we show you and make you experience different modalities, whether it is NLP, whether it is wealth mastery, whether it is Ho'oponopono. The idea is you use whatever works for you and create results. But idea is you should create results. And to create result, one of the fundamental principles of creating result is if you want result, you need to first take some action. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Imran, yeah, action is the foremost thing. So it's important that you take some action if you want to really create results in your life. So what action? Again, it should be a mindful action. Don't just take random actions just because you want to create results. You need to calculate, you need to be sure what your action is. And that's how it's important that you need to calculate every single step. So today because my mastery is into graphology and handwriting analysis, my idea is every week I give you a little bit of an insight into what else your handwriting can do, why you should be learning, and why other people are learning it, and how it can actually impact your understanding about your own self and to others. For me, when I say a word handwriting analyst, it's not just somebody who's analyzing handwritings and finding about a person's personality and things like that. Today, I'm going to teach you how we think as a handwriting analyst. What is the process we follow when we are actually looking into somebody's handwriting? So are you all with me on that? So I'm getting into the teaching mode today. I'm going to be giving you a little insight into what your handwriting, how your handwriting can be evaluated and how it is speaking about you. So everybody on your screen right now. So to become a handwriting analyst, there are many ways of looking at and approaching it. The first and the more foremost focus would be, how do you think like a handwriting analyst? For example, for a handwriting analyst, what does this A4 size paper mean? What is the definition of this? Like Imran, एक handwriting analyst के लिए ये paper क्या मायने रखता है? So everybody on your chat box, tell me, what do you think this means for a handwriting analyst? आपको क्या लगता है ये handwriting analyst के लिए क्या हो सकता है? So everybody on your screen. Neil says it could be a canvas. Okay, what do you think this handwriting? It's a mirror, Vaishnavi, beautiful. What do you think this handwriting? Wow, canvas, character, brain reading, practice tools, Kora Kagaz, your life, like going to temple, Parul, that's beautiful. I never got that answer. Abid Hussain says, your mind space, maybe universe. Ashutosh, little closer. A portal, we have a tech guy here. Okay, it's a dashboard. Thank you for all the wonderful answers. You are amazing. I love the way you're so quick at answering questions. This paper, this A4 size sheet means a world by itself. ये अपने आप में एक दुनिया है. Why do I say this world is? It's a world by itself, and how you occupy this space on the paper talks about your relationship with the world. So let me say this again. For a handwriting analyst, this A4 size एक अपने आप में दुनिया है. This is a world. And how you utilize this space. Have you seen sometimes people when they're writing, they make margins like this? They fold the paper into a part of it. Sometimes people create a margin on the top of it. Sometimes they draw it. Sometimes they fold it. So anything and everything you do with the paper. So sometimes we just give the paper and watch how they play around that. So when they do it, it says a lot about you. In fact, every single space you create onto the paper speaks tons of information about you. For example, we have something called as margins. So what do you mean by margins is when you open up a handwriting sample, when you see it, everything happens on the paper speaks a lot about you. So everybody on your screen right now, I'm sharing the ways people occupy the A4 size. How many of you are able to see the way this handwriting, look at the left side, the spacing is widening. Look at this person, no space left at all. Look at this person, the handwriting is actually falling down. So everything and anything which happens on this A4 size gives tons of information about you. Are you all with me on that? Give me a big yes if you're with me on that. Give me a big yes if you're with me on that. So are you all with me on that? Thank you. So the idea is, now, how do I teach this, and how does it really matter, Imran? What does it really show about it? The margins basically talks about your fears, your phobias, your taste for culture, how you look at people, what are your limiting belief system, all these things. But today, we're not going to look to the overall handwriting. We're going to be speaking specifically to a particular letters. So today I am here to share with you some of the fundamental ways how we look at every single letter. Okay. So now, when we look at your handwriting, we're not looking at letters like M's and N's and O's. For us, everything is a stroke. Everybody on your screen right now. So when we look into anybody's handwriting, we are not looking at the letters. We are looking at a stroke. What is a stroke? A stroke is nothing but which has a starting point, a end point, and a particular direction it is going to. So when I'm analyzing handwritings, you must be thinking, oh, Imran, if I write a M like this, it means like this. If I write an S like this, it means like this. I want to tell you something. It's not the letter game. It's not about how you write letters, because do you know that everybody has a unique handwriting? Everybody on your screen right now. Everybody writes uniquely. Why do I say that? Imran, what is the reason behind it? Is because your handwriting is just like your fingerprints. Nobody writes exactly the way you write. So if I'm going to teach you handwriting analysis, we are not teaching you based on the letters. Otherwise, you'll end up doing mass the following. This is how the Google is teaching you. If you write like this, it means like that. So for us, everything is a stroke. What is a stroke? We look at the lines. For example, if somebody has to write the letter S, you see this here, everybody? You think this is letter S, but for a handwriting analyst, this letter S has multiple ways of evaluating. The number one way is on your screen right now. How many of you are able to see there's a line which is going up? This is called as an upstroke. And there's a line which is actually coming down from the S, and that's basically the downstroke. So that's why the more number of lines comes together to make a one particular letter. See this here? It goes like this and also comes back like this. So everybody writes letters differently. Everybody on your screen right now, I'm showing you something very interesting. The difference between this S, now this S, can you see here? The number of strokes in this letter is more than this. Here, it is basically only two parts to the S. The one is this side, the other one is this side. So that's why the person who is writing an R like this has more meaning about that person's, about his mindset, about his abilities than writing like this. So when you're learning handwriting analysis, our focus is not to teach you mass the following. The idea is you need to observe how the person is starting that line. For example, if this is your baseline, and if you're writing letters like this, it has a different meaning. And if you're writing the same word with a one line which is going like this below, it has a different meaning. So every line comes together to make a new interpretation of you. That's why whenever you're writing your signature, whenever you're signing something, don't randomly draw lines just because it looks exciting. For example, if you're signing your signature, many of us have this habit of signing your signature and we do like this, or we just go and then come back. And every movement of your line onto the paper has a different interpretation to it. So, what I'm saying is be mindful about every single line on your paper. So, it's just not random letters which you're writing, because this is the blueprint of your subconscious mind onto the paper. So, including the dot on the paper matters. So, today I'm going to be teaching you a couple of letters and what it says about you. So on your screen right now, I'm teaching you different strokes today, and let us find out what these strokes have to say about you. So we're going to discuss the stroke number one here. The stroke number one, which we're going to discuss right now here, is something which is basically the letter M. There are many ways of writing letter M, but I'm going to be teaching you something like this. So whenever I'm teaching you the handwriting analysis, I'm not teaching you the letter M. I'm teaching you the stroke description. How does the stroke description says? It says shown by round shape of flat top of the M's. So let me demonstrate onto the paper. What do I mean by round tops or flat top of the M's? Everybody on your screen right now. There are many ways of writing M, but we are talking about one specific way. If you remember, it says round top. So now look into your handwriting. If your M has a round top like this or a flat top like this. So even if you're not writing like this, you might have somebody in your life who writes a particular style of an M. And it's important for you to understand what it means if somebody writes like this. What does it say about that person? These M's are speaking about a person's thinking pattern. What is thinking pattern? This is how he processes information. So it's called thinking pattern. And the behavior which comes out of this style of writing M is called as cumulative thinker. I know you might be writing different types of M's, but I'm teaching you, if somebody writes M like this, it says a lot about that person. In fact, this is good enough for me to understand that person. So what is the stroke description we are looking at here? Can you see on the PPT? I'm not showing you the M because this is not the M I want you to search in somebody's handwriting. What I want you to do is search for this stroke description. How many of you understood what I'm attempting to explain you? Are you all with me on that? So handwriting analysis is not match the following. Handwriting analysis is to identify study of every single line, and that is called stroke. And you understand handwriting analysis by stroke description shown by round shape or flat top of M's and N's. What does it mean? Imran, if somebody writes like this, unke बारे में क्या चीजें मालूम होती हैं? So there are a couple of things, everybody on your screen right now. The first thing is these people are procedural thinkers. The first interpretation of this person is they are procedural thinkers. For example, if I have Afshan there, if Afshan writes like this, he's a procedural thinker. उनके लिए हर चीज एक process होती है. For him, everything is a system. After I do this, I have to do this. After this and this. So can you see that? For you, everything is a process. If A process completes, B process completes, and C is not doing it, he will not go to the D. He will wait until the process is done. So these people are process oriented. So if I'm teaching you something, Vaishali or Ashrika or Anishka or everybody, you need to learn from me. If I go random conversations, you'll not get it. You need to be like, Imran, which page number we are talking about? Okay, what paragraph you're talking about? Can you please go back to the previous slide? So can you see that? For them, one slide at a time, one paragraph at a time. So it's a process oriented. Now, why is it important to understand? If you have an employee with you, if you are giving instructions to that employee, it has to be process oriented. If you're a teacher, if your student is a procedural thinker, you need to be careful about how you teach that person. If you have a team member, if you have an employee, if you're an employer, so everybody operates in a particular way. The idea is if you can get the best of the resources by understanding the best of the person. Number two, they have a great coordination between the hand and the mind. People who write flat top of the M's and N's, the amazing ability they have is They have a beautiful process. That means their coordination between the hand and the brain is very good. That means they can be good with anything to do with their hands. It could be cooking, playing instruments, playing sports, surgeries, anything. Because the coordination between hand and the brain is very, very good. That means precision oriented. Number three, what does it say about them is, yeah, they can be good artists. They can be a good artist to painter, crafts, anything to do with the hands, including cooking. They take their own time to learn, but once they learn, they remember for long. So this is a word which is called as retention. Write down this word retention. People who write like this have amazing retention. We love to have this with students, but look at the plus point and also something to observe here. If I'm teaching something, you will take your own time to learn. Okay, you may ask questions. Sometimes you may ask to be repeat again. Sometimes you'll ask for more clarity. But once you learn, you remember for long. I always tease people who are cumulative. This is the technical name for them. They remember things. Sometimes it scares us. Like they remember what was the fifth standard teacher's name and what happened that time, the friend's name. And see, we all wrote exam. Everybody, हम लोग exam लिखते थे, exam के बाहर आते थे, exam खत्म. But these people are discussing what did you write for this pay question, what did you write. हमारे से ये सब नहीं होता. So these people are heavy retention ability. Number four, their decision making is like building like a brick mason, where entire thing is a process. You know how they make a decision? They can't simply say yes or no. Are you with me on that? They need all the information before they say yes. They need all the information they say no. And sometimes they take a lot of time to decide. Sometimes they take so much of time that the opportunity comes and goes away and they're still processing it. I'm not saying this is negative. All I'm saying is this is how they are. Okay, we're not going to change that about you. But all I need to know is this is how you operate. How many of you know my dad is like that? My mom is like that. They are process oriented. For them, even if I have to explain them, I want to do this program, they need to know everything about that. Look, कौन सिखा रहा है, कहाँ है, कितने classes देंगे, okay, ये कितने दिनों तक चलेगा, कब पैसे देने हैं, बाकी कब पैसे देने हैं. So they need to know everything. That's why they may ask you too many questions. All I want you to do is, see, the best of ability somebody should develop is handle the people the way they like to be handled. Deal with people the way they like to be dealt. And that's how you like it. And why you should learn handwriting analysis is because it's about understanding people. It's not forcing people to understand the way you operate. It's about handling, because it's all about people management. If you want to have money in your life, you need to also learn to have people management. You want to have emotional mastery, you need to learn how to handle people. So how many of you write M like that? Imran, I completely agree with all the description you gave it. Are you with me on that? Imran, I'm able to relate to that. Yeah, I'm very much like what you explained. And by the way, I just gave you an overall picture of it. I can go more detail. I can find out about it. Yeah, everybody look at the chat box. I have not seen their handwriting. They are analyzing their own handwriting and they're able to relate to it. Yeah, sometimes my examples are extreme, but this is the reality of it. Are you with me on that? So all these people who are saying, Imran, yes, I'm like that. So for them, everything is important. Like they join the DMP, they need to know, okay, what is the first email to watch? Okay, what is the second step? इसके बाद मैं कहाँ जाना है? Okay, कहाँ पे क्या submit करना है? So sometimes they may simply pick up the phone and call up and ask like, my join के लिए, I did not see any email or I did not get any message. Are you with me on that? Yeah. So simple. You just have to handle it. And somebody picks up the phone, when you ask some questions, they know, they have a smile on their face because, yeah, I'm talking to a cumulative person. He will take some time. I know this phone call is going to go for 3 and more minutes. Are you with me on it? So if I say, आपको email आया जाएगा, तो कब तक आएगा? नहीं, शाम तक है. हाँ, शाम में उसके बाद में मुझे कहाँ पे आएगा ना? तो should I call you back to understand? So can you see that there? So you just have to patience that. Are you with me on that? Okay. Can you show your realistic M in handwriting that looks like a flat M? Joe, as I said, everybody writes uniquely. So don't look for me to write it. Even if you ask me to do it, I'm trying to write like this. But really, if you see somebody's handwriting, you see it. So I do have a larger presentation where I have a lot of handwriting samples. I do that, but today is not that a detailed session. The idea is to give you a little insight into this. Are you with me on that? Okay. Cumulative person. इमरान और थोड़ा दिखाइए. Example दीजिए. Can you see that, everybody? See, Sanjana is like, can you please repeat the sentence? Handle the people the way you want to. Like, that's a cumulative person. Imran, और एक बार समझाओ. Right? Deal with the people they will like to be dealt with. Thank you. Yeah, Shweta says, you're interestingly creeping me out. No, that's not my intention at all, Shweta. I'm here to teach you something, not to creep you out. Thanks. Okay. So when you see people like this, when you're hiring them, when you're recruiting them, just look at this. Okay. They just need instructions. Give them the instructions, they get it right. And once they get it, they'll not forget it. That's how you remember the formulas, the algebra and everything there. Okay. Now, the second thing is, whenever you look at somebody's handwriting, so when you're learning handwriting analysis, it's not just about looking at, see, it's to look for stroke description, not the graphical representation. What is graphical representation? You're searching for this M. No, you're supposed to learn the M as per this description, because everybody writes M differently and uniquely. Now, what is metaphor? Metaphor is, there are two parts to handwriting analysis. One is identification. Second one is delivering the analysis. So identification is one part of the analysis. Delivering the analysis is a critical part. Like, you have to say to a person that the person understands, oh, this is what exactly it means. It's not about reading out the material. It's about making sense to that person. So the person really understands. And by the way, this is part of your thinking pattern. कि आप सोचते कैसे हैं, आप सीखते कैसे हैं, आप प्रोसेस चीजों को कैसे करते हैं, ये सब चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट है. So now, are you ready for the second one? Everybody give me a big guess. Okay. The second one is, yeah, all cumulative people are like, can I take a screenshot of this PPT? Can I share this PPT again? Yeah. Cumulative people, let's go to the next one. The second one is the stroke description again on your screen right now. The second stroke which we're going to discuss is the behavior is called as stubborn. So we are going to be identifying who is somebody who is a stubborn person. And let's look at this way. The stroke description says, shown by a triangular formation at the bottom of the T stem. So now you do the writing. You show me what did you understand from this stroke description. Everybody, look at the letter T. At the bottom of the letter T, you see a V formation. Can you please write and show it to me? Let me see on the screen. How many of you can do that? Deepika, paper पे लिखना है. आप हवा में लिख रहे हैं. How will I analyze? I analyze handwriting, not air writing. Yeah, paper पे लिख के दिखाइए. So you need to write and show me how does a V formation. Snehal, थोड़ा बड़ा. Yeah, be a little generous. And she has a whole paper and she's like just writing this much, like. Very good. See, everybody, you remove the background, Sneha, so I can show everybody how you're writing. Akriti, very close to that. Hey, good. You're a fast learner, man. That's really nice. Parul, okay, hold on, Parul. I'm bringing you onto the spotlight. Everybody see Parul? She got it right. Yeah, this is the V formation we're talking about. This is a V formation. Snehal, you can show me. I can bring that up again on the screen for you. So yeah, Snehal also got it as a V formation. See this here? This is a V formation you're looking at. Very good. You guys are fast learner. So when I see somebody writes like this, if they have a V formation in the, not only the letter D, I can give you more letters right now. Everybody on your screen right now, you see that some of you will write it in the letter T, the V formation like this. Sometimes it is there in the letter L also. You see this V formation. It is there in your letter D. When I say V, it is the ulta V. I'm talking about this space. You see this? This space. Now the question is, Imran, why is it so important for us to understand whether that person is stubborn or not? First of all, let me ask you this. How many of you think it's not a good thing to be stubborn? Imran, I don't think so. It's a good thing. So not a good thing, everybody. Not a good thing, Imran. Not a good thing. Yeah, Yash says, Imran, ये अच्छी चीज नहीं है. नहीं होना चाहिए. Yeah, Sandesh is very smart. Depends. Yeah. या उसूलों के पक्का नहीं नितिन, मैंने इतनी तारीफ नहीं की. नितिन इज फाइंडिंग ए कॉम्प्लीमेंट आउट ऑफ इट. यहाँ पे उसूल कहाँ पे है? ये हम लोग बोल रहे हैं आप जिद्दी हैं भाई, आप एकदम हार्ड नट टू क्रैक है. यहाँ पे उसूलों की बात आ गई. वेरी स्मार्ट. हाँ, फर्म इन फ्यू थिंग्स. अच्छा होता है. हेमा से अच्छा होता है. इट्स नॉट ए गुड थिंग. ओके, who are we to decide? Are you with me on that? Because it's see, one of the things about being a handwriting analyst is you don't judge people exactly what, so you accept people. One of the reasons I teach handwriting analysis is I teach people to accept people exactly the way they are and exactly the way they are not. It's okay with us. Whoever you are, you're amazing in your own way. But why stubbornness as a conversation? One of the things about human behavior is that stubborn, as per English dictionary, is somebody who is very rigid. Are you with me on that? But as per human behavior, stubborn is not the rigid which we are talking about. Stubborn is a fear. What are you so fearful about? So if somebody writes like this, I know this person fears confusion. So to avoid the confusion, he stands by what he has already decided. So Yash does not want to get exposed to too much of information. The moment he feels that he's getting too overwhelmed with the information, he will either not take a decision at all, or he will stand by what the decision has already been taken. For example, if me and Yash decided tomorrow morning we're going to go to Mumbai, and we realize Mumbai is going to rain, Mumbai has some uncertainty happening, things like that. So rather than sitting down, again spending time, where to go, how to go, we said, yeah, decide kar liya na, let's go it. Whatever happens, let's see about it. So the idea is that. And when you see this in somebody's handwriting, especially if you're into sales, are you with me on that? Especially if you're into the sales, don't overwhelm that person with too many options. Don't overwhelm that person with too much of information. Keep it simple, it will work for you. How many times have you realized this? You pick up a phone call and the person says, sir, हमारे पास credit card है. I said, yes, I want it. ये credit card से आपको ये मिलेगा. Good, give it to me. But the person, instead of giving you the link, goes on explaining you more. Sir, इससे ये भी होता है. Sir, इससे ये भी हो जाएगा. ये payment करेंगे तो ये होगा. उसके आगे ये करेंगे तो इसका मिलेगा. So eventually what will you say? नहीं चाहिए. Are you with me on that? Because what was simple sounds complicated. Why? You're becoming too overwhelmed because your fear is the moment you hear too much of options, too many choices, you get confused and you don't like that fear. And that's why you stand by what you have already decided. Now look back into your life. Many of us don't like this fear. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Everybody type in fear on the chat box because Imran, ye mere saath bhi hota hai. The reason I love DMP is it's simple. We have only 4 steps to do. Are you with me on that? Yeah. I love Mitesh, all the sessions is because it's very systematic. ये karo, खत्म हो गया. If like, इसके साथ ये भी करना चाहिए, like, you don't like that. So many a times when I see this in somebody's handwriting, even if I'm meeting them, even if I'm having an interaction with them, I like to take things simple and make it work. And if you are a person like that, you need to really understand something about you. You are somebody who likes it when there is a stabilization in your life. You like certainty, you need assurance, you need clarity. आपको assurance चाहिए, then आपके लिए वो काम करेगा. अगर आपके साथ वो assurance नहीं है, then it will not work. For example, Amitabh might have already decided a decision, but he wants, Imran, I'm going to do it. Are you assuring me that this is going to work? All he wants to hear from me is, yes. Are you with me on that? I'm there with you. Yes, go ahead, do it. This is going to be a good decision. He just needs that assurance. You know why? He's looking for stabilization. He's looking for stability in the decision. And if you offer that, it will work. Yep. So how many of you are able to relate to it? Type in R, Imran. Yes. Thank you, Shenas, for confirming that even before I ask. So how many of you are able to relate to it? Type in R or type in S. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now the question is, Imran, आजकल कौन लिखता है? And how will I get an access to this? See, you want to understand something, you need to get it in a way. So in the recruitment, what we do is we give you a test to write. We don't ask for your handwriting sample. Are you with me on that? Right. So if you're sitting in a meeting, we keep a workbook in front of you or a scribbling pad in front of you. Eventually, you will pick up that pencil and scribble something. right? So if I need to understand, see, if I need to test your, pathology report, I need your blood. And you can't be giving me reason, Imran, ब्लड तो आसानी से नहीं आता है, तो हाउ विल आई गिव इट, मेरे को आदत नहीं अगर आपको टेस्ट चाहिए तो आपको ब्लड देना पड़ेगा। आर यू विद मी ऑन दैट? नहीं मुझे इसकी आदत नहीं। हाँ, किसी को, सबको आदत नहीं होती। हम लोग ड्रैकुलास थोड़ी है कि सब लोग खून बांटते फिर रहे लोगों, ये मेरा वाला खून है, आप थोड़ा 2 ड्रॉप्स अपने पास रखें। नहीं, यू नीड समथिंग, इट वर्क्स। आर यू विद मी ऑन दैट? Okay. Now, there's a very interesting question. Rituja asks, I have questions. What it denotes cursive writing and non-cursive writing? See, this is the point. When it comes to handwriting analysis, all that you know is cursive, semi-cursive, good handwriting, bad handwriting. This is your limiting vocabulary around it. I want to tell you, for me, writing is writing. Whether it is on the wall, whether you connect one letter with the another, that is all styles of writing. Remember, it is not letters for us. Rituja, remember I started the conversation saying that all its lines, whether you write one line, whether you connect and write, whether you write independent line, it's your style. All I needed lines on the paper. Are you with me on that? Okay, so the style does not matter here. And if you're sitting there and thinking, we were in a convent school, that's why we learned this way, aisa kuch nahi hai. How many of you have outdone your handwriting from school? Imran, I used to write differently in school. I'm writing differently now. I'm going to write differently in the future because you're changing physically, emotionally, mentally. You're a more matured person right now. Can I say that? Or some of you still have doubt? Like Shamul is like, maybe not, maybe, yeah. So the same reflection your handwriting is showing. That's why it keeps changing. Yeah, if your handwriting is not changing, there is a problem. If it is changing, congratulations, you're normal. Are you with me on that? Yeah. Deepika says nowadays all interviews are virtual and we type in those, not right. Yes, Deepika, handwriting analysis is used in the top level recruitment, not in the online or the process. So you will not experience this at this level. And in fact, in India, the percentage of companies who are using this are catching up. It's about 23%. But in Europe, in the Western countries, it's very high. And they use it in the top level, cream level in recruitment, not on the entry level. So don't worry, you're still safe. You can make it through even if you don't learn handwriting analysis. But I want you to learn handwriting analysis if you're looking for the right business partner or life partner, or you're trusting somebody with your money, or if you're starting something new. I want you to be careful. Are you with me on that? Yeah, kundli मांगने से ही मिलती है. Are you with me on that? Yeah. So if you're planning to get married online, that's a different thing. Are you with me on that? That's a different thing online. Great. Yeah. Hema says, मेरी handwriting बच्चे जैसी है. Congratulations, Hema. आपके अंदर वो बच्चा अभी भी कायम है. हम लोग बूढ़े हो चुके हैं. So you be alive and happy. Say so good. So congratulations on that. Okay. What about teaching a nice handwriting to my kid? So his traits change as he is changing the handwriting. Tejasvi, पहले आप अपनी handwriting को सुधारेंगे, बाद में बच्चे की. And there's nothing called as nice handwriting. Okay, I want you to get this right. Okay. Harshita, there's no tips. Sorry, I'm not an academician. I can help you how to be a better person, not a better exam results, dear. Okay. Thank you. So let's go to the next one. So Imran, should I start writing like this because I want to become a stabilizer? No, don't do any changes in your handwriting. What comes before changing handwriting or bringing any changes? First, to understand it. The idea I'm sharing this insight is to give you a little, perspective about how it really works. Are you with me on that? Right? Yeah. Deepika says, I can write differently based on my mood. Congratulations, Deepika. We all can do it. You're not alone. Are you with me on that? Like if I have to write a love letter, do you think I'm going to write a messy handwriting? No, I can write definitely. But how many of you wrote love letter in your life at least? Love letter भी नहीं लिखा. क्या किया जिंदगी में फिर? Yeah, what else? Like now Anju is like, Imran मैंने लिखा हुआ है. No, Imran मैंने लिखा हुआ है. Like, thank you, Anju. अगर आपने love letter भी नहीं लिखा तो फिर क्या लिखा? Look at like what has this world come to? इंदुजन मितेश जी क्या हो रहा है दुनिया को? इन्होंने love letter नहीं लिखा हुआ है जिंदगी में. फिर किया क्या जिंदगी में? Just asking. Yeah. No, if I'm somebody who's writing a love letter, the handwriting will be different. If you're sitting and then writing a boring lecture, notes, the handwriting is going to be different. So Deepika, you're not, saying something unique. It happens with everybody. It's normal. Tell me something like. Yeah. Now Shipra is saying, "Likha hai sir, bahut sare." Yeah, I have my doubts now. Okay. I have my doubts now. So let's get back. So the idea about teaching you all these aspects is to give you an insight into what all is possible as a handwriting analyst. So going forward, thank you for all your questions. But if I get on to answering that, we will not be learning the agenda. So let's go back to the session. Now, what is important for us to identify is that you need to learn the next aspect of it. Are you with me on that? So why somebody likes to become a stubborn is they do not want to get confused with more information. They choose to stand with one choice. Simple answer. Okay. Now, to change or not to change, what is important is you need to decide what is working for you. If being stubborn is working for you, continue to do that. If you think that you're being too rigid because of their fear, you're operating from then we'll discuss it about. That's why we do a webinar. We'll explain you all this about the graphotherapy aspect of it and many more things. Now let's go to the third stroke. So remember, I'm not talking letters, I'm talking about strokes. The third stroke is another type of an M. Now, everybody, I'm going to read out this description. You need to write and show me what do you think you understood from this. So what you need to look at is natural V formation appearing at the base of M. When you're writing the letter M, you are able to see there is a V formation at the baseline. So how many of you can show that to me? Everybody, let me see who got it. Ashi, okay, Ashi got it. Everybody look at this. Ashi got, this is the V formation. Very good, Ashi. Snehal again got it. I'm looking for more people. Shenaz, I can't see because of the blur background here. Anybody else who's smart? Okay, Sanjana got it. Very good. Anybody else who got it? Okay, so those of you who did not understand, I'll explain it to you. Thank you so much, Ashi. I hope I got your name right. Yeah. So how do you do this is whenever you're writing your letters, especially the letter M's and N's. So when you're writing this, everybody on your screen right now, I'm showing you how people write. Yeah. So if I'm writing the word money, you see this here, I'm going to write the word money like this. How many of you are able to see there is a V formation happening there? So when I'm writing the word M, even though I have the round on the top, what is important here is the V formation. So now look into your handwriting and let me know if you have this V formation. So if I'm writing the word money, see there's a V formation here. So if you write like this, you are called as a no, Malvika, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. There's no tough individuals. Everybody is unique and special in their own way. So if you write the V formation like this, these people are called as analytical thinkers. So let me bring that up on the screen for you all. So who are these people? These people are called as analytical thinkers. So analytical thinker is a trait name. Trait name means it is their behavior which has become their identity right now. Number one, they have this beautiful ability of looking for pros and the cons. Okay, for example, if I'm going to ask Vatsal to take a decision, Vatsal has this beautiful habit of considering the pros and the cons. If I say yes, what all will happen? If I say no, what all will happen? So they have this mental calculation of if I take this opportunity, what will happen? If I don't take this opportunity, what will happen? So they are always looking at the pros and cons. They sometimes write it down, sometimes the calculation is in the mind, but they have this very beautiful clarity that ये होने से क्या होगा, ये होने से क्या नहीं होगा. Are you all with me on that? Which is a good habit. Are you all with me on that? That's why if you're an analytical person, you make well-considered decisions. Thank you, Parul. Yes, I got it. You make well-considered decisions. What do I mean by well-considered decision? Because you know, मुझे मालूम था ये होगा, मुझे मालूम है ये नहीं होगा. They're constantly sifting the bad from the good. One of the beautiful ability of analytical thinkers is that they see things which others can't see. That means they're very good at finding faults, not with themselves, but in others. So what Anchal might be thinking, oh, I made a good deal. See, I bought so many things for this price. But an analytical person will calculate and show. Can you see that? You eventually paid for this also. Are you with me on that? So you always see things. So if you're married to an analytical thinker, God bless you, because they will find all possible faults with you, right? Anything like you think you did a good job was like, देखा, मुझे मालूम था ऐसा है. See, I told you. So these are the people who already know it. These are the people who already been telling you. How many of you know people like that? Yes, Imran, I know people like that. You know, I've been married like this now. So these people are called as analytical thinker. Why do I say they make good executives? Because they have this presence of mind. They know how to take a decision in a given scenario. So how many of you are able to relate to this? Vaishali says, I can relate to that. Ashi says, I'm like that. Sukhveer says, I can relate to that. And Ashi says, it's true. So how many of you are able to relate to it? How many of you know, Imran, one person in my life who's an analytical thinker? So if you're selling something to them, okay, if you're offering them, making them an offer, you need to tell them the pros and the cons. So it's like I'm telling Vaishali, if you don't sign up right now, these are the repercussions. If you sign like now, these are the things will happen. You may choose not to do it right now. पहले भी ऐसा हो चुका है. I had a customer, so I need to give them the reference point. Are you with me on that? I need to give them the reference point. I need to show them the end result. I need to tell them, okay, what are the possible things which might go wrong? So they like it if I give them this much of clarity. Are you with me on that? So that's a beautiful aspect of it. So now imagine if you have this power that just by looking at the handwriting, you know how to sell things, you know how to connect with people, you know how to relate to people. So that's the power of it. For me, handwriting analysis is basically a user manual to human behavior, because every letter somebody writes gives a little more insight into that person's life. And more than anything else, you know what? One of my core values about teaching handwriting analysis is not about analyzing others. My question is, how much do you know yourself? Because हमें लगता है कि हमारा process of thinking ऐसा है. हमें लगता है कि यार मैं ऐसी हूं या ऐसा हूं. But what is the validation to it? Do you have any proof to it? No, you always use your experiences and reference point, but the idea is on paper, how do you do it? And that's how it really works. Make sense now? So my invitation for all of you is that even before you become successful, find out how do you process success in your life. Okay, even before you take any action, you need to know what is your appetite for failure. What is your risk factors in your life? Why are you the way you are right now in your life? So you need to have clarity before you make other people saying that, "Koi mere ko samajhta nahi hai, you know what, my parents are not understanding, you know, my family is not supporting me." So all this comes later. First, you need to be sure about it. Are you with me on that? Because we have done enough mistakes right now. Now I want you to, take more well-considered actions right now, because people are waiting and watching for you to become successful and turn around your life. Now you need to make well-considered decisions. So one of the reasons why we invited you today in this session is that handwriting analysis is the easiest and the fastest way of decoding your subconscious mind. Remember we did an exercise today about Mitesh is teaching you how to talk to your subconscious mind. So what you're doing it consciously. Are you all with me? आपने जुबान से बोला और आपने सुना. What if I tell you, if you can do this conversation internally, and the way you raise your hand to speak to your subconscious mind, all that you do is raise your hand with a pen and a paper and write it. So the way you write, it influences your subconscious mind. So your appetite for success increases. Your appetite for taking risks increases. Your self-awareness increases. And all these things gives you more confidence to take well-considered decisions in your life. How many of you know what I'm talking about? So if you want to do the internal part of it, if you want to do that inside factor of reprogramming your subconscious mind, handwriting is a way to do it, because it's not just about writing the letters. You're basically reprogramming your subconscious mind. Remember, handwriting is coming from your brain to the hand and to the paper. All that you're doing is you're reversing this process from the paper to the hand and to the brain. Make sense? Okay. So there are many things which I want to share with you and talk about it. In fact, I had a list of traits which I want to discuss with you. But the idea here is that it's not about giving you more and more information. It's about making you realize the power to change your life is inside of you, not outside of you. So stop searching for things outside of you. Are you with me on that? So it's time for you to look into more insight about who you are as a person. So next time when you're writing, next time when you're signing, be careful about it. Be present to it. Just because you're handwriting, are you with me on that? Just because you're writing, don't just simply write it. You need to be present to it. Now, if you're still wondering, Imran, how handwriting analysis can really help me or contribute to you, it basically supports people in discovering who they really are. Now, it's not a guesswork. It's a science. It's like your report on the paper. guide them in understanding what to change and how. So it's not about changing. What comes before changing is to understand what to change. You do not have to wait for the person to open up to you. If you're into counseling, if you're into coaching, imagine even before the person tells the problem or the challenges he is experiencing in his life, you can do that just by looking at the handwriting. And I always tell this, there are things which you learn. It's sometimes not just about you. It's like learning a life skill. How many of you know when you learn a life skill, who is the highest beneficiary of it? The people around you. What are life skills? Like swimming is a life skill. Like helping people when there is a health scare is a life skill. Giving, CPR is a life skill. So like handwriting analysis is also a life skill. If you learn, you can look into somebody's handwriting and find out their depression levels, their anxiety levels, and all this thing. And you can have a conversation and you can make a, life better for them. Are you working on that? Great. So there are more things I want to share. I'll see you in the following Wednesdays to share with you all. But right now, with the 3 things you know, see and observe people around you. And if you want to know more about it, we have a webinar happening tomorrow. I'll welcome you to come explore the possibility of having this science. I just gave you 3 things, learn more than 50 things with me over a weekend. And the way we teach you is by the time you finish your weekend class, you'll be ready to analyze anybody's handwriting, starting with your own. Once again, thank you so much for holding your patience with us. And as a commitment for all of you to have a better life, learn skill, which is not just about you, but also people around you. So take care of yourself, everybody. God bless you all. Congratulations for being so amazing. Congratulations for being so amazing. Thank you, Murthy. Thank you, Savita ji. Thank you, Shweta. Eid Mubarak aapko bhi. Thank you, Sanjana. Aruni Mas, thank you. Usha ji, thank you. Thank you, Parul. Thank you, Rahul, for helping us with the meeting ID and details. I appreciate. Thank you, Emily. Martina Pintu, Dr. Bhanu, Subbalakshmi, thank you. Sushama, thank you. Manas, thank you, Shweta. Love you too. Eid greetings to you too. Thank you, Kajal. Thank you, everybody. God bless you all. See you all soon. Thank you, everybody. Bless night. Thank you. Thank you for all the love.